Good morning to you. It's Friday, January the 22nd. That's right, the 22nd of January. Can you believe it? We're already 22 days into 2021. Try saying that 3 times fast. We've got a great show lined up for you for the next half hour. It's a couple of hashtags. Hashtag Finally Friday. Hashtag Film Friday. Great program lined up for our film students. And hashtag Frank on Fridays. We've got a new hashtag we're throwing around here. Frank Cooper joins us every Friday, and it's good to have you with us again, Frank.
What's going on, boss man? I need to trademark that, man. That's pretty dope. I like that. Frank on Fridays, man.
Well, get on it. Get trademarking it, man.
Thank you so much for having me today. Just so you guys know, it's 5 days a week. This show is on 5 days a week. If you want to hear more about campus interviews, the latest news around all the campuses, hit the notification bell. We're on Facebook, social media, all social media platforms. All right, let's grow the show.
That's right, Frank. We've got a great show lined up for you. As we mentioned, for our film students studying film and media arts, well, we've got a treat for you today because Cary Darling, the arts and entertainment editor and film critic for the Houston Chronicle, is joining us. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
It's good to see you with us, Cary. We're going to look forward to having a discussion with you. I'm going to ask you to stand by for a few minutes. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. But right now, we want to talk with one of our presidents and also one of our new vice chancellors, Dr. Madeline Burillo Hopkins. Good morning to you. How are you, Dr. Hopkins?
Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Frank. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we are pleased to talk with you, and it's always wonderful. You know, I had Dr. Mike Webster on the show a couple of days ago, and he says, you know, I love coming on the show because it always means we have a great thing going on for our students. And you're here to talk about several programs. You know, a lot of our students, a lot of Houstonians have found themselves during this pandemic out of work. Well, HCC, apparently we've got some answers for them and some programs they can take for free.
So, you know, you're so right. There are so many people right now that are hurting because of a large number of people have gotten unemployed because of effects of COVID. You know, we are always at HCC, we try to be ahead and we anticipated some of that. So during the fall and part of the summer, we started writing grants and seeking support for tuition and fees because we knew that people were going to need to reskill and upskill and needed funds to be able to come to college. So we have been able to secure several funding sources. We got a grant from the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board called Reskilling Grant. We also have some partnerships with some of our nonprofit groups like Capital Idea, Goodwill Houston. We had some local funds from the college, CARES Act money. And so we managed to be able to have a funding for high growth, high demand occupations after COVID right now available for people to, while they're at home, that they can reskill in areas that will help them be able to transition to work right now. And so we knew that people don't have a lot of time to be able to go to college for 1 or 2 years. People need it now. So we schedule the classes that they can complete them fast track, and then they can get to work right away. And whatever they complete right now, it's a stackable component for later on that they can come back and get their associate's degree and then transfer. So everything that they do right now will be also part of a longer degree, but immediately people need to work. So Let's get them the skills and the knowledge that they need to be able to get back to work.
So we want to let you know there is one website you can go to and find out about these programs. There's several of them. It's hccs.edu/fast-track. So go to that website. You'll find all the programs. I want to talk to you about a couple of things. Let's talk about the HCC Fast Track Training for Free grant, and then also another one as well. But let's cover the Fast Track Training for Free.
So the Fast Track Training for Free, it's really a combination of all of those grants that I mentioned. So what we've done is that we've taken a look at all the programs that we have funding for, and we put them on that one website to make it easy for individuals. Hey, I'm interested, for example, in going into the IT field, right? So we have money from different sources. So the students and the individuals at this point, you know, it's not significant to them what the source may be. for us and for the public, it's important that they know that Harris County Precinct 2 Commissioner Adrian Garcia was the one person in Harris County that advocated to get funds to help people get back to work. And through his work and his advocacy, HCC got funds to help over 150 people get trained in computer support specialists, right? So that's one funding source. We had a lot of students that were attending college last year and they had to quit. And now they don't have money, but now we have a reskilling grant from the coordinating board that allows any students that were near completion of their post-secondary credential to re-enroll and not worry about tuition and fees. So those are other types of programs. And then we have partnerships that have funding. So the fast track, the hccs.edu/fast-track provides a listing of all those occupations and all those professions that individuals can come in and train within anywhere between 6 to 4 months and be able to get back to work. And then HCC provides career and job placement support as well.
Dr. Burillo Hopkins, I know some students may be watching or potential students saying, you know, there's got to be a catch. I got to get in there and I'm sure I have to pay some fees up front and it's going to cost me something, even though they say it's for free. But reality is it sounds too good to be true, but it's very true.
It is very true. And, you know, it's a good point that you're making. It's important for the state of Texas that people get back to work. And why is that important? Is because if you're not working, you're not paying taxes. So the catch is after you're working, at some point, you're going to be paying taxes. So it's really an investment from the state and the federal government to improve economic development in our communities and for our country. So that's the catch. At some point, when you start working, you're going to be paying taxes. So, but it's really an investment that we make as a nation on human capital so that we can all grow. So that's the catch. Other than that, just put the time in. We have wraparound services at HCC. We have support for tutoring. We have support for childcare. We want you to succeed. That's our mission. So for HCC, that's what we do. And it's important for us as a community member to help people get back on their feet and get back to work.
If someone is thinking about enrolling, I know one of these programs, the classes start January the 30th. It's important to go to that website now and secure your seat. If you want to get enrolled, especially if it's a free program, there's going to be a lot of demand for that program. So you want to sign up now, and you're encouraging students to get involved right away.
Yeah, immediately. Don't wait for tomorrow. Go to the website and fill out the fast track interest form and tell us which program you're interested in. The computer support specialist program starts on January 30th. And so we're getting a lot of demands. We've gotten over 200 calls for that, but I don't want people to think we don't have the funds. Just go in and apply. And if you miss for some reason January 30th, we're going to be starting those classes throughout the semester. So if there's something that impedes you to start that day, don't say, oh, if it's that day, I cannot start school. Just fill out the form. We're going to help you come back to the college and be able to get the training that you need. But go to the website, fill out the form. We're going to call you. There'll be some information that we ask from you, from the individuals that are applying, because we need to help you qualify for that grant and for that scholarship. So there'll be HCC staff asking you for information so that we can qualify you to get that scholarship. But right now, we just want we just want to help the individuals to get back to work. Go to the website. We have programs like Certified Logistics Associates and Technicians. There's a lot of work in logistics and supply chain in our city. You know, Amazon is coming to the city. Yeah. Missouri City is opening another Amazon location. And that's one of many other, of many areas of logistics and distribution, commercial truck driving. We have, in the medical field, we have medical coding. You can imagine how much work there is right now in the medical area. We have things like medical business office professional, network plus, plumbing, welding in English and Spanish, by the way. And we also have air conditioning in English and Spanish, bilingual programs. So we really want to help the community of Houston to get back to work, and hccs.edu/fast-track.
And students, go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, and this has been a great program opportunity for a lot of people. I know I boosted the post just maybe 8 days ago, and
Yeah.
we already had over 1,600 link clicks. And I think over 140 signups already. So and just to reiterate what Dr. Madeline is saying, please sign up now because it's filling up very fast. It's a prestigious opportunity. And I'm just proud of HCC and what they're doing right now, trying to get people back in the workforce. So many other colleges and universities talk about it, but we're actually putting our foot where our mouth is and actually giving opportunity to sign up for free with no money up front. So this is a great opportunity, I just want to say.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, Frank. You're absolutely right. And I also want to say we have more grants that we're applying for. So this website will continue to be updated with more programs. As we get more funding for more programs, this website, bookmark it, put it in your favorites and keep coming back and tell other people, family members, brothers, sisters, friends, put it on your Facebook. Let other people know that this is a great opportunity for the citizens of Houston to get back to work.
Dr. Madeline Burillo Hopkins, we want to congratulate you on your new appointment as Vice Chancellor of Workforce Education, along with being the president of the Southwest College. You're a very busy person. We appreciate you being here on the show. And we want to remind you, students, the spring semester 2021 has started, but Dr. Madeline Burillo, you know that the second start is just around the corner. So we've got year-round enrollment here at HCC. We're not just the traditional fall, spring, and summer.
That is absolutely correct. We got second start, we have second 8-week starts, and then continuing education programs, many of these that we're promoting as well, they start all year round. Sometimes we start every month, there's a class starting. So we're here for when people need us.
Thank you, Dr. Burillo Hopkins. Thanks for being here on the show, and stay safe. We look forward to seeing you in person sometime soon.
Yes, me too. Y'all take care. Be safe.
Take care.
Doctor.
All right. Once again, the website to check out is hccs.edu/fast-track. We'll have that website in the social media post for the show. All right, filmmaking students, we've got a treat for you today. Cary Darling, the arts and entertainment editor and film critic, is here from the Houston Chronicle. Welcome to Film Fridays, Cary.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I've been looking at movie theater. There was a while during the shutdown where I was venturing out to movie theaters, and my wife and I would be the only ones there. And we slowly started seeing the movies stop being released, and it was just announced yesterday that, the new James Bond film's coming out now in October of 2021. Let's talk about what's being released right now. Maybe you can talk about something, some movie called, is it Our Friend, that's about to be released?
Yeah, it comes out today, actually. It's in theaters, and also I believe it's available on streaming as well. It is it's based on a true story. A writer named Matthew Teague chronicled his wife's battle with ovarian cancer. And it stars Dakota Johnson, who plays the wife. Casey Affleck plays her husband. And then the story is about her best friend, or his best friend, who moves in with him, gives up a year of his life, and basically moves in with him to help them deal with her, impending death.
Because the big tentpole releases are being postponed, pushed back, is it giving movies like this more of a spotlight? I mean, I know last weekend we had a Liam Neeson movie that was the #1 movie in the country. Haven't seen that yet, but it seems like a lot of these movies that may not get attention are starting to get attention now. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, I think that's true. I think a lot of smaller movies are, well, for example, right at the beginning of the pandemic, there was a Spanish movie called The Platform that was on Netflix. And then in any other year, it probably just would have been, flown under the radar, but became sort of a pandemic favorite, and got a lot more, views probably than it would have been released, for 1 week in an art house theater somewhere.
Right. What about a movie called The White Tiger? That one is also coming out today?
Yeah, I believe it's coming out on Netflix today. It came out in theaters a couple of weeks ago. It's very good. It takes place in contemporary India, which for Western audiences, you don't really see most movies, it seems, about India are set in the colonial era or the immediate post-colonial era, Jewel in the Crown, Passage to India, Gandhi, that sort of thing. This is very much, it's about a rags to riches story about a guy in Bangalore who sort of goes from being a driver to being sort of a tech executive. So it's very contemporary and a view of India you don't see a lot in the West.
One thing I'm seeing as well, maybe you can comment on that in this age of COVID. We were going to go see One Night in Miami. We were looking to see that at River Oaks Theater this coming weekend. But then I noticed it's also on Netflix. So we've got situations where we're seeing movies in streaming and also being simultaneously released. I know Wonder Woman, they did the same thing too. Is that the wave of the future of how we're going to see things even beyond COVID?
Oh, yeah, I think so. I mean, it was moving that direction before, but I think COVID just sort of immediately, it used to be like a 90-day window between theaters and then, DVD and then streaming releases. And it was, 60 days and then 30 days. And now it's become pretty much almost simultaneous. So I think, yeah, it's definitely the wave of the future.
What about film festivals? Obviously those are taking place, and I'm reading here that the Sundance Film Festival is going to be using drive-ins this year. Is that correct? Yeah,
it's sort of one small silver lining in this whole COVID nightmare is that Sundance, they couldn't have their actual festival this year, so they, like many festivals, they went online and it's virtual. But they also decided to do outdoor events across the country. Obviously people can't travel or afraid to travel to Utah itself, where the actual festival would have been. So they're having these events in Austin, Dallas, and Houston, and other places across the country.
And Houston is playing a role in the Sundance this year, is that correct?
Yeah, they linked up with the Cinema Arts Society, who do the Cinema Arts Festival every November, in sort of programming 6 films, actually 7 films here in Houston.
There's also a film called Judas and the Black Messiah. And is that something that has a Houston connection?
That doesn't have a Houston connection specifically, but it is one of the films they're showing here in Houston. It'll be at the Moonstruck Drive-In. They're using that, and they're setting up a drive-in at the Deluxe Theater in 5th Ward for a screening of a Texas movie called Miss Juneteenth, which is wonderful if you haven't seen it.
No, let's tell us about that, because I've got that in my notes here about Miss Juneteenth, and that's an indie film, I would imagine. Is that going to see a wide release as well?
It actually did play, was streamed, I believe it's on Amazon now. It came out in June. It was supposed to be released in theaters for Juneteenth, June 19th, but obviously COVID sort of put the kibosh on that, but did come out on streaming, so it is available there. But they're doing a screening here at the Deluxe Theater. It's about a Black beauty pageant in Fort Worth called Miss Juneteenth.
Are you seeing, we have a lot of filmmaking students here at HCC, and it's a big program for us. And this question would be for them. Are directors having to look at things now differently, since you aren't necessarily making a movie for a wide screen? You're making it to where someone could maybe stream it on their laptop, their iPad, or their cell phone. As a director, are you seeing directors or hearing that they're having to look at things completely differently now, since you don't have that wide screen you're shooting in?
Yeah, I think they are. In fact, people like Christopher Nolan want their movies to be seen on a wide screen. He insisted that Tenet be released in theaters because they feel that they do lose something when people are watching, on their laptops and on their phones. So I think, yeah, all directors these days are definitely thinking about that.
Best movie you've seen since COVID started? Maybe you can give us a few of your favorite ones.
Well, I loved Nomadland, which opens next month, I believe, with Frances McDormand. One Night in Miami, I liked quite a bit. This was right before COVID. It was the last movie I saw in the theater before COVID hit. Was the remake of The Invisible Man, which I enjoyed quite a bit.
Yeah, I remember seeing that one before. And that I think I saw it the week of COVID, when they were literally shutting down theaters. Are you hearing more theaters are going to be opening back up again? I know we had these movie passes at Regal a while back when they first had those, and we used to see a bunch of movies, and they seemed to they shut down a few months ago. Are you hearing more theaters are going to open up? What's been your take on that?
I think everyone's sort of just playing it by ear, with COVID rates still sort of spiking. I think you're going to see a lot of theaters still closed for a while. In California, they can't really open at all. But even here in Texas, where they can open, I think people are sort of taking it sort of, day by day, week by week. AMC is still open, but, Regal isn't. I think it's just sort of hit and miss.
With the returns now from streaming being much lower than if these movies were in theaters, do you think we're approaching a point where we're not going to see the $300,000 or $400,000 or $400 million blockbusters like we were used to seeing several times a year? You think movie theaters can be more frugal in their spending?
I think you may see fewer of the big tent poles. I still think they're going to be those event films made. I'm sure they'll make another Wonder Woman, another Spider-Man, but some of the maybe lesser big event movies may not get the green light, and maybe some smaller movies will. And again, that could be another sort of small silver lining in all this mess, is that smaller movies that wouldn't have gotten any sort of play may now get a release.
And it really is a treat for us because, like I said, we go to River Oaks fairly often, but we go to see movies you're not going to see in the mainstream theaters. But guess what? Now, those movies are moving to the mainstream theaters because they need the product in there.
Right, especially some of the bigger, like 30-screen multiplexes. You'll see them showing movies that I think a year or two ago they wouldn't have shown. Those smaller indie movies, those sorts of things.
Mr. Darling, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So a lot of these smaller platform movies are now being played in River Oaks and smaller theaters nationwide. Are they going to get more Oscar consideration compared to other movies like bigger blockbusters that are not being put out right now?
Well, I think the Oscars always sort of took, in fact, some people made the opposite complaint that a lot of times the Oscar nominations come out and a lot of people haven't seen the movies. They never heard of the movies because a lot of times they are sort of the indie movies that, that don't play the big multiplexes. So I think they've always sort of walked that line between sort of, giving space for the big films, but also a lot of space for the smaller movies as well.
Cary Darling, the arts and entertainment editor and film critic for the Houston Chronicle. We appreciate you taking some time out of your day and joining us live on the show this morning.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to our HCC News and Announcements. Frank Cooper, of course, joining us. And Frank, we're going to talk a little sports today. We'll do that at the end of the announcements because it's a big weekend if you're a football fan. But let's get to the announcements. Big congratulations because we have new board leadership. You want to go over the names?
Absolutely. A big shout out and big congrats to our new board chair, Robert Glazer. Vice Chair Dr. Reagan Flowers, and Secretary Cynthia Linton Gary. So congratulations to all those big moves by our board members, and thank y'all so much for the work you guys do for the college and all the campuses. It really means a lot.
That's right. We really appreciate our trustees because it's an elected official, but they're not paid for their service, and they perform a lot of work. They work endless hours, and they really are champions of the college. And we look forward to moving forward with them under our new leadership with the board of trustees. All right, Black History Gala is coming, Frank, and it's that time again for their virtual Black History Gala.
Absolutely. So Thursday, February 25th, for Knowledge is Power, a powerful theme indeed. So recognizing 2020, that was a challenging year. The HCC Foundation is looking ahead to a great year for the Black History Committee. We'll be offering more info and a wide range of guests in the next month or so. So stay tuned, check the website, especially to donate. So to donate, go to hccsfoundation.org/2021 BHC.
All right. If COVID has left you looking for work, maybe you're looking to earn a few extra dollars, move up on the pay scale, get a better job, you need a certification to do so. HCC's adult education program can help you with the skills if you need a job, especially if you need that high school diploma or industry training. We're here for you. #Move Ahead with Adult Ed. We'll have the link in the social media post for the show so you can check out their programs. And if you need some help paying for college, don't let funding stop you. We have scholarships available. We also have financial aid and payment plans. You need help for books, tuition. You can use that money, and there's a lot of grants that are available. As we heard earlier in the show, sometimes you can go to the program, your program's paid for free from a grant that HCC has. So you have to check out our website for more information. You can go to the virtual lobby if you have any questions. Anytime, go to hccs.edu, click on the virtual lobby on our homepage. All right, Frank, registration's underway for the second start semester, and there's one website you can go to register.
Absolutely, man. So to register for the online is hccs.edu/now. But for those who don't know all the different options, we have 4 different options. So we have online anytime, just as it sounds, take classes at any time you want. We have online on a schedule. You never have to come to class, but log in at a particular time you select. We have flex campusing. For now, all in-person flex campusing classes are postponed, but scheduled to resume February 22nd. However,
Well, let me clarify that because I think our notes are wrong. A decision is going to be made on February 22nd. Our Flex campus should resume after spring break. So we want to clarify that. There's a lot of uncertainty right now, folks, because of CDC guidelines and the COVID cases. So we are looking to make an announcement on how those Flex campus classes will resume towards the end of February. So keep that in mind. But lab-based courses, Frank, some of them are going on, the workforce courses, but some of them are online right now.
Absolutely. They will continue to be offered for certain programs. So check your emails to confirm those, but section sizes remain smaller to allow for social distancing. So, for tutoring, student life, career counseling services, all those same support systems are still available to everybody. So again, hccs.edu/now to apply.
And once again, if you're looking to take part in the Second Start semester, the date of classes starting for that is February the 16th. So keep that in mind. Second Start right around the corner, but you want to register early because you want to make sure if you are taking a lab-based course that's meeting, or you plan on taking a Flex campus when they open those back up, class sizes are going to remain very small. So you want to get the right time, the right class, maybe the right instructor. Register today to do so. All right, Frank, it is a big weekend for you because you are a Kansas City Chiefs diehard fan, and looks like they may get their quarterback back for the AFC Championship game.
It's looking good. It's funny. So he practiced in full on Tuesday and Wednesday, but due to the verbiage of the NFL rules, they had to put limited practice, practicing the last couple of days. So it looks like he's on track to play this Sunday because we need him against, probably an MVP candidate in Josh Allen himself. So
yeah,
Bills are explosive offensive team. Those guys with Stephon Diggs, Josh Allen, Gabriel Davis, that good old line. They have a lot of weapons. So we need our MVP quarterback to have a chance to win this game. So
yeah, I mean, I would have said this would have been a slam dunk for Kansas City because nobody's beaten them at home. But hey, the Bills, they just they're like the Energizer Bunny. They just keep going, and nothing seems to be stopping them. So this game, I think, can go either way.
Yeah, it can. I mean, and make no mistake, even though we beat them back in October, this is not the same Bills team. They won like 7 games.
They've gotten better each game.
Football. Yeah, they're great. Josh Allen looks great. In that game that we beat them in October, it was rainy. The weather was very shaky. It was windy. It's going to be a lot better weather conditions this Sunday. So I still have the Chiefs winning and a barn burner. I have 38-31. It's going to be a high scoring game. I don't think neither team's going to be able to stop each other. It may come down to one possession. Yeah.
We'll have to see what happens with that. Okay, moving over to the NFC. What are your picks there? We've got Green Bay at home, and they could, I just don't see anybody beating Green Bay at home.
I think Aaron Rodgers already to me is one of the best quarterbacks to ever do it. I think he's hungry. I mean, he has, as great as he is, he only has 1 Super Bowl ring. Now that could be to a lot of moving parts, not great coaching, moving parts personnel wise. I think he wants to make a statement this Sunday, and I think this is the matchup to do it against one of the GOATs, Tom Brady. Yeah. Why not? And I think Green Bay is on a mission. Matt LaFleur has the offense rolling. Aaron Rodgers he's probably going to win the MVP this year. So on top of that, why not get a Super Bowl appearance? And I have them winning too. Not convincingly, I have them winning 28-24, but I think they pulled it out.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of Tom Brady. I'm just tired of Tom Brady. Can someone beat him, end his playoff run? I don't want to see Gronk on the sideline. I'm just done with him, Just go away. So, that's kind of how I feel about Tom Brady. I'm sorry they play for Tampa Bay. I got nothing against Tampa Bay. I'm just done with Tom Brady.
You and me both, man. 13 AFC championship appearance, 1 NFC championship appearance, 14 championship appearances by this guy. Crazy. Yeah. Like half my life he's been in the championship game. It's like, come on, man.
But you got to look at it this way. It took Drew Brees throwing 3 interceptions for them to beat the Saints. Okay. That's what it took for them to beat the Saints in New Orleans. So unless Aaron Rodgers has a really bad game, I just think they can handedly beat Tampa Bay at Lambeau.
I think so.
January.
The Saints let it get away from them. And it's crazy for me to say this, but if Jameis Winston starts that game, I think they win. Like
yeah, and was it Taysom Hill? That's the guy who's the backup as well. They've got some good quarterbacks on their roster. They really do, and they're gonna have if Drew retires, they're gonna have a big battle on their hand as to what quarterback's gonna go forward, because both of those quarterbacks are fairly young and they're both very good.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you heard, man, George Springer, he's no longer Astro. He's signed with the
I know, sad day for Houston Astros fans, but it's just the way it goes at Houston sports, man. We're not having a good week in Houston sports. Hopefully Deshaun sticks around, hopefully we'll have a new coach in the next couple of weeks as well.
Yeah.
You probably know him as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know what? I would be happy for Bieniemy if he gets that job.
Yeah.
He deserves that job. Like, I'm iffy because, like, as far as draft capital, the Texans have none the first 2 years.
Yeah, right.
So I hope, with that being said, Cal McNair and the brass gives him more time to get that team together with no draft capital the first 2 years.
Hey, man, get rid of some people on the roster and buy some free agents, let him have at it, let's just see how it goes. But yeah, I'd love to see him here. So, all right, Frank, have a good weekend. We'll be back on Monday. You'll be back with us on Tuesday. And we've got a big week next week. Special programming continues. We'll be talking fitness with the return of your favorites, Frank, the V Sisters.
Let's get it. I still need to go to one of their classes. I keep saying I'm going to do it, and I haven't done it yet. That's definitely on the to-do list.
Well, their specialty is torque fitness. So we'll hear all about that next week and talk about how they get us in shape. They did a lot of work during the pandemic with HCC Rec Sports. So they'll be talking about that and a few fitness tips. So, Frank, have a good weekend. We'll see you next week.
You too, boss man. Stay safe out there. Enjoy some football.
All right. And all of y'all have a good weekend too. Get out, mask up, be safe, and we'll see you Monday morning live right here on Up to the Minute.